Peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to everyone. I hope everybody's doing great out there, achieving your goals, pushing forward. Don't allow the problems, the storms to get in our way. Hope you're doing it. But first, I gotta give a shout out to some people. Karin and Steve from Champaign, Illinois. They got me some things. They got me this money pen. So this is my money pen. Thank you, Karin and Steve. And my wine corker, decorker, I guess you cork it, see. And it's a money. So with this, a millions of dollars going to come through these items. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys. These are the things that keep me going. You know, when I have people who show appreciation to me and for what I do, and I appreciate them for what they do. You know, I appreciate Karin for her steadfastness in her business that she started this year, in her coaching business, and I could see it, the progress. Simply because she's staying dedicated to it and doing it every day consistently. That's the key. Consistency is the key. Then on top of that, they show appreciation for the information that they receive. Do you show appreciation for the information that you receive to the people that you say that you look up to? Are you showing, just thinking of them? And this is not the first gift. I think this is about the fourth or fifth gift that I've gotten in a few years. Not to mention the seminars we've held out there in the Champaign, Illinois level. You know, Champaign, Illinois shows a lot of love out there. So I don't mind going out there. I don't care if it's one person, I'll go out there. I do not mind going to Champaign, Illinois and giving the information out. And with that being said, I have to tell you, we got a seminar coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It's right there, right here. See, I'm trying to get my fingers right there, right there. Right there. July 22nd to the 23rd, myself and Al Bay will be there. We're going to be showing y'all the source. We're going to give y'all the information. We're going to give y'all the method to recouping through your trust. We're going to show y'all how to operate in trust. What is it about me and Al that we can actually show you how to operate in trust? Because we operate in trust. I don't have personal bank accounts. I have trust bank accounts. I have business bank accounts. You see? And because I have my stuff established like that, other businesses trust me. I sent a text the other day, hey, we need another truck. Hey, I'll have one ready next week. I just got to put a lift gate on it. Give me a week. Excited to give me another truck. Why? Because we have a trust relationship. We have a contract, and I fulfill my end of the contract. They fulfill their end by allowing me to get those trucks. We are a customer. Do y'all know that some people want to be a friend to someone just because they have more, and they want to have that feeling of superiority over the person who has less? Because it gives them some power to see them standing over them because maybe they're having financial hardships. They are not doing as well as they are. See, some people will remain a person's friend just for that reason alone. They'll sit there and watch that person suffer over and over again and barely lift. They are what they call lifting a hand is not really lifting a hand. But people have these codependent relationships and they think they got friends when they really got haters. That's why you have to, if you're spiritually intact and spiritually sound, you will notice these haters. Most haters come under the guise of friends. Yeah. They come with to shake your hand. They come with the kiss. Like Judas, right? Judas came with a hug and a kiss. That's an example of for us today to realize that some of y'all are sitting in the midst of people who really want you to do bad deep down in their heart. They could care less whether you survive or you make it. They are happiest when you are having struggle, and these are the people you're picking up the phone and you're telling your problems to. And then on top of that, the people that could really help you that will not allow you to sit there and tell these bold stories all the time. It will help you find a solution. Let's do something about it. What do we need to do? See, the person that's going to help you out, the real person going to help you out, they're going to hold you accountable and say, yeah, we can get out of this. They're going to make you work for it. And that static are being sacrificed. And that's if your stuff's not available, they can't hear it. Sometimes you got to feel your way through the dark. And I struggled all the way up into the minute. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all you guys.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent it. The information station changing.
Peace and prosperity and extreme wealth to everyone. Welcome to another episode of Level Up Thursday with Karin.
And hello.
I'm just the third wheel here. All right. So you have a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah, first of all, I wanna share that can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you really good.
Okay. You shared the video about the money pen, and I have one too, and Steve has one too.
Oh yeah.
And
I just picked mine up. It fell on the floor. What did I do? It was just here.
It is the money pen that when you write, you hear, you feel, it's everything comes to you with money. So
I just had my pen. I just had it in my hand, actually. And I walked away. And sometimes I'll put stuff down and forget. But it's here. Yeah.
So
I didn't realize that was gonna be the money pin video. I just kind of picked the video.
yeah, and you have the bottle, the one that opened the bottle as well too. That's for the celebration when we make you make that your goal and you open up the bottle of champagne. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it right there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about you let them know. What are we talking about today?
I thought about how to train your brain, just to share.
How to train your brain.
Yeah, some few exercise that you can do during the week, or pick up few of them, or just do all of them. But the idea of doing these exercises is to build connection in your brain.
Right.
Is to help your brain, make your brain stronger, more flexible. You activate different parts of your brain that we normally not really doing it on a daily basis. And the goal is to challenge your brain more, so you help you think more, better, grow your mind, and you can solve problems. With time, it will be easy for you to do that. So
okay, that sounds good, because I think we all need a brain exercise to get us out of the programming that we're so used to.
Right. They're very simple.
Right.
They're very simple, and they're actually fun to do. And what makes me think about it is because my grandma, years ago, she lost her memory. And she has this amazing lady that stay with her in the house, and she taking care of her. And with time, she started to do some brain exercising with her. Now, she didn't get her memory 100% back, but it was more than 50% that she got her memory back. So it helped her sharpen the brain. And I thought to myself, this is amazing. I need to share it with everybody, because you want to train the brain, because we don't really think about it, like you said, in a daily basis. We get up, we do our routines, and
our brains have been trained for us since we were kids.
Yeah.
So, what was the circumstances around her losing her memory?
I think since my grandpa died, and they were together, he was, for years. I don't know how many, maybe over 50. And she lost it, and just literally in one day, she just crashed.
Wow.
So, and then since then, she actually doing a crossword puzzle and all the brain game that we bought her from first, second, I think grade, that you put some it's like I forgot the name, but you make sure the color is on the same column. So she played that, and now when I talk to her and she see her, she remember me, she remember who I am, she like she has
Right.
some recall of stuff. So it's
Oh,
important
okay.
to train our brain. Yeah.
All right. So the exercises. What's the
You
first
ready
one?
for the first one?
Yeah.
It's it's gonna be tricky but funny. So to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with that. I was
Yeah,
doing that for a while and then I kind of stopped. But yes, I know that one. Yeah.
yeah. And
That's
the
like
first, if
and
you have
it's
electric
challenging.
toothbrush,
It's a little tricky. Yeah, it is.
it is tricky and funny because the first time I did it, it was the toothpaste was all over the mirror because you're not used to do it
Yeah,
with
you
your
trying.
non-dominant hand.
Yeah. I got used to it after a while. I did it for a good bit and then I just forgot. I'm gonna go back to doing that. Yeah.
It help you coordinate, help me with the English. Coordinate your hands and your skills. So
Right.
try to brush your hand with your non-dominant hand. The second one is to sleep on the other side of your bed. So if you
And
trade
oh,
places with your partner,
right.
because you used to get up from the same side of the bed all the
Yeah.
time, even if you get up during the night. Watch what happened when you swipe if you change your place and you wake up from a different part of the bed.
Right.
You're gonna be confused
I
for
can see how that
this
could
for the
work. That
yeah.
that really somebody said sound check. Is
Uh-oh.
everything good? He said there's an echo.
Uh-oh.
I don't hear one. Let me see. I'm going to check. Is it still an echo? C King Bay says it's an echo. Let me turn this down. You know what? Hang on. Um, let's see. All right, how's that? Can you hear me?
Everything is good?
Yeah, sounds like I don't know.
Someone said something?
No, oh yeah, I see. C King Bay said it was an echo, but
Oh,
I don't hear it anymore. I didn't hear it in the beginning. Sounded good to me, but I'm waiting for them to give me a confirmation. How's that? Let me see.
hmm.
How's no one's saying anything?
Let me see.
I don't know. In a second. Oh, it says there's an echo when you speak.
When I
Yeah,
speak.
yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, I thought that was someone telling us about the show, and it wasn't.
Mm,
It says only when you speak, she has to say something. All right, go ahead and speak.
okay. Can you
She's saying check, Mike checker.
my check?
It
I thought is everything okay?
sounds good to me. Just I sounds fine to me.
Because I don't hear anything.
No, I turned it down a little bit there. All right, so let's get back in it. They'll let us know if we got problems.
Okay, hopefully we're good.
Yeah, I think we are.
It's better, he says. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I made some adjustments.
Okay. So yeah,
Um,
so sleeping on the other side of the bed because that's how you get to new sound
right.
and texture. So that'd be the second one. What do you think about that? Are you gonna try it to
Yeah, I'm gonna
swipe?
try that. Well,
Change.
the reason why I think it's a good idea is I always talk about you have to do things different, get something different. You got to do things different. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we don't think on the smallest level as brushing your teeth, what side of the bed you sleep on. Like if you plan on drinking a cup of coffee, those all of those little nuances go to building who you are. So if you're trying to change, maybe you need to look into changing everything. That's the way I take it.
Right.
So if you're trying to make differences, and I could relate to that because there's some things that I do every morning that I know I need to make some adjustments to. But I was doing that for a while, brushing with a different hand. I did it for a while, then it's so how easy without thinking you could get back into the same old rut again without even knowing that you did it. When you brought it up, I was doing that months ago. Um, and when you brought it up, I was like, man, I was doing that, and I went back. Yeah,
See? Yeah. So try it, and I want to know what how did you what did you come up with? Like how did you feel in your hands and everything? Now
I
the
know when I
next
was
one.
doing the brushing the teeth differently with the non-dominant hand, I was more in that moment. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
just brush your teeth, get it over with. I was more into it. Like I was singular thought
Yeah.
just on that. I noticed that because once you get in the rut, you don't even remember you did it. But
Right.
I remember when I was doing that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and
That's
it
good.
made my brain more alert. It really woke me up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So the next one is it's really it's a challenge by itself is to put your phone away and give your brain a break from social media, from emails, from texts, from TV, from computers, from iPads, from everything. It's like 5-10 minutes in the morning. I know we talked about it in the past, but this is to give your brain. That's when you sit with yourself
Right.
and you think about the day and how you want the day, how do you want it to go, and you keep telling yourself your positive affirmation with your thoughts and everything. You give your brain a little bit of break from the unnecessary thing, and you start your day. You're going to feel more, you're going to have more
Mm,
energy to get stuff done. So
mm.
it's another way to not just grab the phone in the morning and start checking all the social media stuff, emails and texts and all that.
Yeah, that the phone is a real problem and can
Yeah.
be because you so used to every time it beeps, it's really controlling you. Every time it goes off, it's like this this thing that can't do anything for itself is telling you what to do. I got to check this. I got to do this, and you really don't have. Most of the time, you don't have to check stuff. It could wait. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, that's something I believe is very vital to success. Being able to put that phone away at certain times, um, ideally outside of the room,
Mm-hmm.
if you can do it. I know everybody can't do that because they might have people that they looking after that they need their phone for. But think about it. Before we had these cell phones, we just waited. The people who had emergencies before phones. So now we're using a phone. I gotta have my phone because I need to get a call, and yeah, it's
We used
I
to look
grew up
for the paid phone that you put the paid
the
phone.
money in, yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're
I I've,
looking.
I remember when we only had one phone in the house, and we all shared that one phone. The kids of today don't know what that's like
Nope.
at all. They're like, They don't know what a rotary phone is. Speaking of social media, I saw a video where the father had his sons, and it was a rotary phone. He said, "I give you like 5 minutes to figure out how to make a call on that." And they were just, they was confused. It's like, wow, it's just, and that wasn't to me that long ago, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I came here 2003, I think I just opened my first email.
Yeah.
I didn't even had a GPS back then. I went to MapQuest and I used to write down the direction of where I need to go, and that's how I drove in Chicago downtown. I didn't really know no
Right.
GPS, just you have to
You had to,
navigate.
you had a map. You had to
Yeah.
go buy a map.
Yep.
Um, my first email, and it's when email, it wasn't available to the public. It was, I worked at the World Trade Center, and they introduced this thing called email between each other. It was a very, you send short messages. That was at the World Trade Center in 1993. No, no, no. I left in 90. When did I get there? I got there about 89. I left in 93. So 89, 90 is when they introduced email there. That was like,
Wow.
so it wasn't like they didn't have home computers and stuff like. They did have the Tandy 2000s, but you couldn't email, and there wasn't any email internet. It was just more of a word processor. But my first email was on that. It was more like what we do in text messaging today on a computer. You couldn't send a long message. You just sent brief messages. That's when I was introduced to email. Then it just grew
Nice.
from there.
Yep.
Yeah. And it
Now
was
you
like
have
an
multi.
internal system. It wasn't um like everywhere.
Wow, you said 1990, 1993,
89, 90
89.
is when they introduced it there.
Wow. You said 89. I opened my first email 2003.
Yeah. That's when they introduced it. And it was called email. It was called electronic mail. I'm trying to think as I remember what it was because it was attached to the broker's name, and you would send messages to other brokers, type their name in, send a message, "Hey, I'm looking for this trade," and it was introduced there.
Nice.
But email was, I think, the colleges had it first. They made the big ones, and then it branched out for that. But that technology, the military had it years ago, like in the
Yeah.
'70s. In back, they had. See, the military gets all of the latest technology first. When we get these phones, they've already had it. They've already had the technology, like the technology for Verizon Wireless is code division multiple access. That's CDMA. That was military communication technology. So when they're done with it, they let the public get it.
Mm.
Yeah. So the military is decades ahead of us in
Oh, yeah.
technology. So
Yeah.
right.
You ready for another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Write with your non-dominant hand.
I
So
remember
try to
that one
write,
too.
yeah,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one. But one of my best friend, she can write with both hands, and you can tell the difference. This
Wow.
is like it's amazing. You can tell because when you write it with your non-dominant, it will look
Yeah,
funny and
yeah,
it will
you like
yeah,
yeah.
it will look funny and it just like but that's how it make you think. It make you think and be more creative later. So it's just try to write your name, maybe your last name, and then when you get better, you just start to write more with your non-dominant hand.
Right. That's a tough one. I tried that. I didn't last very long with that. But it's you should do it. I mean, I could do it, like, but it looks totally different. Like
So
you're
if
trying
I
to do
try
it
to
like
do it either
like
in Hebrew or in
yes,
English, it will look funny too. So I'm
yeah,
trying one right now because I'm trying it every day, something different. Yeah.
yes. It looks crazy. But if you practice, you'll get it.
Yep.
If you practice, it can be done.
Hmm.
It can be done. Just got to practice.
I think it's easy for me to do it in Hebrew than in English.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I can't
it's
do it in
just to do
English.
that. I'm gonna send you your name in Hebrew, your name and your
Okay.
last name. Yeah, so
Oh,
you
I
can
want to see that
practice. You can practice to do it in
in
from the
Hebrew.
right to the left and not from the left to the right.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to. Because in Hebrew, how do y'all write your paragraphs? How
from
does
from from right to left.
from right to left, and we
Mm-hmm.
write from left to right. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Chinese write from up and down, don't they? Or
I
it's the same as Hebrew, left to right, or right to left, left to right,
oh I don't know.
of a right to left. I remember. I think theirs is like this. They read. I have to. I have to. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know it's
So
definitely different. So
yep.
y'all write from here to there.
Yep.
Hmm. That's a big. So that to learn English was really a lot of good work because you're reading different from a different place and wow.
That's another exercise I'm about to share. It's to learn new language and memorize five words and from the new language you want to learn, or something
Right.
that is just because your brain gonna pick up different sounds that
Right.
is not used to. It's like listening to new music, and you play guitar.
Yeah.
So the first time you start practicing on your guitar, everything looked like it was new to you,
Right.
and the sounds was new, and your brain probably didn't pick that up. But now it's when you the more you do it, I know you practice, so your brain
Yeah.
getting used to the new sound and the new techniques and everything that you
Right.
learn.
Yeah.
So if,
It's always with guitar. I think guitar is at the top when it comes to like a complicated instrument to play. Um, because you have all of these finger things, and sometimes it's challenging to get from one note to the next. And I'm learning a piece now. Um, it could either be played with a capo. You know what a capo is? A
mm-mm,
capo is like a thing you put on a guitar to shorten the length to give it a different sound. Like the older guitars, like from the 1600s, 1500s, they were shorter, had shorter necks. So you
mm-hmm,
put the capo on to make it give it that sound from that time period. So I learned the song, but because it was a song from that time period, I really should have been playing with a capo. So I put the capo on today, and it sounds like better than when I was playing it without it. But you have to adjust where you're playing and that's in that way that's another learning an instrument is a good way to really program your mind and sharpen your mental faculties learning
mm-hmm.
an instrument because being able to play and read the notes and play at the same time and not look at your hands so much, it's a lot going on, and hear the notes, making sure they're coming out the way you express the way the music is written. Yeah.
I remember, I think I was 10. I learned clarinet. I think that's how
Mm.
you said it.
Mm.
I don't remember now, but I remember how to read all the notes
Right.
and play at the same time. And I think this, yeah, it's amazing just how your brain.
Yeah, my daughter plays the clarinet. She was playing it. She doesn't play as much anymore, but she was playing it.
Yeah,
She was actually like second chair. Like they picked first and second chair. She was second chair. They was supposed to play at Carowinds, and then COVID hit, and that shut everything down, and that never happened.
yeah.
Yeah,
So learning a new language, or like you said, you're
instrument.
learning. It's help you. It's gonna help you with your memory.
Right.
It's gonna help you with your memory. Um,
Yeah, it definitely instrument definitely helps with that memory.
yep.
Yeah, because now I can
So
learn this. I can get the gist of a piece in a week, where before it would take me a while. But now
yeah,
I can, if I get pick up a piece, I can get it down, and then now putting it now with music, it takes when you see those people that's really good, they've been playing that song over and over and over and over and over again. It's I don't think you could ever perfect a piece. It's you perfect it gets better with time. So when you see
hmm,
those people playing in those concerts, they have really been practicing that piece. They really
yeah,
put in a lot of hard work.
yeah.
So,
So I have another one.
all right.
It's to learn a new skill because it will get you smarter, more capable over time. When you have that knowledge, you can add more zero to your paycheck. I always say that. But
Right.
learning a new skill will definitely help you over time. Like you develop a skill of your playing a guitar,
Mm-hmm.
that memory and your learning to play and, like you said, read the notes at the same time. So develop a new skill. I develop a new skill, which is a speed reading, when they teach you how to read in chunks and not individual words.
Individual.
Yeah, so it
Yeah, that's
again, it's
challenging.
practice. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it helps you to read in chunks
How do you
and
read in chunks? That's like you just
see.
look at it and absorb it in chunks.
So you have to visualize there is a line, like a white line in between, before the comma. You visualize a line, and that's how you start reading in chunks. And then you don't see the line because it's in you visualize it, but again, you have to practice. But the peripheral vision, there is a game that you look at the dot, and the numbers popping up, and you cannot move your eyes, but you touch in the screen to see where the numbers.
Right.
So then your peripheral vision, you see three words instead of seeing one individual.
Right.
So again,
So is
it,
that an
it helps.
exercise, the one where you're looking at the numbers to help you speed read?
Yep.
Okay.
There is a lot of exercise, and I actually also download one to my phone. I'm gonna send it to you. That with the numbers and letters, and you
Mm-hmm.
choose how many letters, how many numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and you see how your vision is, how far you can go. And then when you go back to the book and you start reading, you pick
Mm.
up those chunks, so it's not one word at a time.
I
Interesting.
hear what you're saying, but I can't visualize me actually doing it just yet. But I guess I have to practice that exercise to kind of see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the app that I have on my phone. And
Okay. So there's an
yeah,
app to help you speed read.
it's more for peripheral vision. I
Right.
think that's how you said it. And then yeah, it helps you to for with your speed reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Think about, if you drive, when you're driving, you see everything around you. You're not just focusing on the road. You see things around you. It's like not 180, but you can pick up the light over there, the car over there, the tree, the everything around you. So
Right.
it helps you just more. Yeah, it's
Okay.
interesting, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna help.
Yeah,
I
that I
love it.
think that'd be very helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um,
what's next?
The word search, crossword puzzle, word search, all that
That's
will
challenging.
boost your
Yeah.
memory. It will
Yeah.
help you solve problems, and it keep your mind, like it will sharpen your
Sharp.
mind.
I used to
Yeah,
play that word search a lot.
yeah,
What I never was good at was crossword puzzles. Those crossword puzzles. Unless they were really simple. I was never really good at those.
yeah.
But
So this, and not, I think, well, the last one is like you develop a new skill in the kitchen with your bagels and your
right.
bread, and that's, I mean, whoever like to, I love to cook and bake, so you expand your knowledge by trying something new in the
Right.
kitchen. When you
Right.
put, when you said I use flour and yeast, and there was four ingredients that you use, but for some people it sounds like
A lot.
like a Chinese. What is he talking about? It's too
Yeah,
much. But when you,
yeah, to me it's a simple recipe. When you look
right,
at the ingredients in the store, what they got in it. Yeah. Actually, I'm
so
making some now. I'm letting it set, what do you call when you put let it sit,
the dough,
ferment. I'm
yeah.
letting the dough ferment now.
See,
Yeah.
yeah. So you develop it, well, and also it keeps you focused too,
Hmm.
because it's when you bake, you have to follow the recipe,
Directions.
like the measure, right. You can't put just a whole bag of flour and expect to
Right.
get any bread.
Now I can
So
make that recipe without looking at the book anymore. I just know what to
see,
do, and boom, it's ready to go. And I just sit it there. And I've been sitting it there since this morning, so it'll be ready around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock for me to bake it. But I'm not gonna bake it. I'll probably bake it in the morning, let it ferment overnight.
yeah. So
Yeah. Um,
so
you
that
were
that was my
saying
last
something
one.
that I think is also a good idea, and it comes with watching TV. My mother gave me this skill. I used to get like she'd turn the TV on, or she wouldn't watch it. She said, "No, I could just listen to it. I let my imagination predict what I'm seeing. I let my mind, instead of having the TV program and tell you what's on it, let you create the story from what you hear. You create the pictures in your mind
Mhm.
yourself." She said that gives you a different experience when watching TV than letting them create the scene for you. You create it by listening to what's going on and you put it together. And I do that a lot now. Like I'll turn on something and I won't even watch it. I'll just hear it and kind of see what's going on. I think it helps with your listening skills doing it
Mhm.
that way, because now you're sharpening your listening skill. And that skill helped me when I went to work at the World Trade Center, and I needed that because I used to work in this ring, the crude oil ring, and whenever the brokers, you can't look at all of the brokers at once. You had to in my vicinity, like I'd be in this vicinity, in my immediate vicinity, I needed to listen to who was trading and communicate that to the people on the podium so they could put on those, those big boards that you see what's going on, so
Mhm.
they could put it up there. So I had to, instead of looking over there, I had to listen and hear it and then convey what was happening on the board to the order entry clerk, and then they put it up on up there on the screen.
Mhm.
So at first I was really terrible at it when I started working there. I was like, okay, I wasn't sure. I hear it, didn't want to, but then after a while, now I still use that to this day. That skill, like I could be in a room talking to you, but I can still hear what's going on around me while I'm still engaged with you and knowing what you're talking to me about. So, well, are you listening? Yes, I hear everything. When I mean it, people don't believe me. I hear everything. I can hear what's going on over here while I'm over here because that's what I did. We, listened to all kinds of conversations going on while I was engaged in the conversation or doing something else. You can really do that. I didn't know.
Mhm.
People don't know that our brains are powerful. We can multi hear multiple things going. A mother, actually, I think mothers are good at that. Like when it comes to, especially if they have children, they can
Hmm.
hear all kind of things going on. They can interpret the different cries and what they mean and stuff like that. So
See, I need to develop that skill. That what you said right now. That yeah, it's powerful. I cannot if I'm not tuned in with you and I'm not focused. It for me I have to focus on one thing at a time. But
hmm
what you said, it's a skill that it's I think I will love to develop because that's how you pick up more.
yeah,
Um,
it helps you in your environment because you need to be alert everywhere you go, especially this time. You don't know what's going on. You need to be able to hear things. And
mhm.
sometimes I get, oh, how did you notice that? I and now and you and being able to notice things without actually looking at it. That's where that
Mhm.
peripheral vision. That's why
Yeah,
I want to practice that to get better at it.
yeah.
So
I'm gonna send you that app. Practice. It's
yeah,
it's all about practice. Practice, practice, practice every day
yeah.
to get our mind and
So anything else?
that was a yeah. Just pick up
So
any
we got.
exercises you want and
Let's summarize. What did we talk about? What was the first one?
to brush your teeth with your non-dominant
So
hand.
so you brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. The second was sleeping on another side of the bed,
Yep.
not the couch. Don't go sleep on the couch. No, on the bed on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Um,
We had a morning tech break, so no phone.
no
Let
phone in the
give your
morning.
brain some calm your mind in the morning. Give your brain a little bit of a break.
Right,
We talk about write also with your non-dominant hand, so you're challenging your brain too. This
right.
is like you boost your mind and your creativity when you actually do that. Um, I said learn a new language and memorize 5 new words. Not every day you can do it in a week, but that's how it helps you with your memory. So learn a new
Right.
language and also listening to new music. We
I've been
talked.
wanting to learn. Is it Aramaic or Latin? It, one of those. I want to learn that language because a lot of the stuff that in law is in those languages, like Latin, things
Yeah,
like that.
you're right. Latin, yeah. The Duolingo, I think that's the app I use for French, and
Okay, I
Steve
have
used for
Duolingo on
Hebrew.
my phone. I was using it for Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got about learning new skill. We talked about brain game, and we also talk about cook new recipes. So you help you
Right.
with your knowledge, focus, and kitchen skills. But again, that's for those who love the kitchen.
Gee. I think everybody need to realize I believe everybody should experience making something from scratch, like make their own like bread or something like that. Because I when you discover how simple it is to make the good stuff, the natural stuff, then you like, why am I over here paying these people to poison me?
Right.
I'm paying
Right.
these people to poison me. I could do this all myself. You can make your own hamburgers. I went,
True.
I went and bought a big thing, like a 5 pound thing of halal beef.
Mm-hmm.
The halal, the um, and it actually to me is better. That is better than the ones you get like the regular grocery store, like hamburger meat. It really stayed. It was nice and consistent, and it was tastier. I didn't have to season it as much.
Oh.
Um, but everyone should, when it comes to nutrition, I think they should really look at that stuff closer because we have been poisoned, literally, and we don't even know it. Even our tap water is no good. In
Mm-hmm.
most states, they're not good. They're giving sewage water is being recycled. and that's what they're giving people. And they really don't clean it; they just make it look clean.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like it's clean, and they put dump it with all kind of chemicals and deodorizers.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So I see you can make your own bread, your own hamburgers.
just steal your
You
water.
grow some your own water, you grow some vegetables in the yard, and you can have salad, and that's it.
Right.
Amazing.
All right. I got a shoot. I just did the IRS webinar yesterday, but that's something I do every week. I I, I wanted to put this up here, let everybody know what's going on. So I was talking to Steve today. We were almost ready for that that that. So there's the webinar that's going on the 16th. So that the uh the student loan challenge that we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna April the 5th is the launch date. So we almost got that. But here on the 16th, I'm doing a public versus private webinar on the 16th. That's a Saturday. That's pretty much all day. I got it from 10 to 6. Um, so everything that I teach for the most part is going to be on this webinar. You want to get on it, go to my website, akemail.com, and you can register. And I want to tell everybody every week I'm doing something. Like I'm doing an IRS webinar pretty much every week. So people who have joined the one yesterday can still get on without having to pay again, can get on the one I do next Wednesday, along with the new people that join. That's how I'm doing, running the classes ongoing. So I'm keeping myself busy. And we doing the student loan challenge, and we still got to finish off the other one. We like me and Steve went over that, and it was like, okay, this is we we need some work on this.
Yeah.
This stuff's not easy, but
It's
I think
levels.
all of the techniques you brought tonight will be effective at someone who really wants to program their mind to be different, to be
Mm-hmm.
better. Because whenever you challenge yourself, you're just making yourself better. Uh, People who don't challenge themselves just don't do any. They pretty much stay the same. And if you want different things, do different things, you have to challenge yourself, and you have to work through the difficult processes that it takes when you are challenging yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what people have to realize. The reason why it's not easy is because we've been given a certain way to live and look at things. So now your brain is so used to doing it that way, you're trying to reprogram it for something. But that technique you talk about, brushing your teeth and those different things, I think it was a millionaire who suggested that. He said, just do that, it will change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Just do those few
Yep.
things. Just brush your teeth with a different hand. Uh, Sleep on a different side of the bed. He said something else too. I can't remember. I think you mentioned them all. I remember I saw that. It was a video I was watching. Well, that's all I got. Anything
I
else?
think I think now I remember if you at the gym and you on the elliptical, try to go backwards.
Oh,
I tried it the first time and
is that the one
I
you go like this?
right, so try to go backwards and you're gonna feel like a little bit weird at the beginning, but the more you do it, that's also but then also when you're on the treadmill, try to walk backwards when you're facing forward. Again, it's all about challenging your brain to do something different.
Do something different.
But when you get better at that, don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Keep challenging. Find more creative way to challenge in your brain. When you get better in brushing your teeth, when you get better with writing with your non-dominant hand, and you said, "Yeah, I did it." Okay, don't stop there. Keep finding more exercising to do to challenge in your brain more, because again, that's how you grow your mind. That's how you you help you with your memory and sharpen your brain, and will help you think better,
Mm,
solve problem better. Like Revenite, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind.
right.
And the more you you can just like stop.
I'm
It's never going to stop. You have to keep doing
keep
it
doing.
every day. Yeah.
Now, I got one spiritual um thing that you can do
Mm-hmm.
to reprogram yourself, and that is read a spiritual book, whether it's the Bible, the Quran. Read them. Why I say that? If I had never read this book twice from cover to cover, I don't believe I would be able to interpret anything. Like, people go to churches or whatever for years and they say, well, I don't understand what that book's saying at all. They say that. And for a while I was confused. I said, why don't you understand what it's saying? When I read it, it's like I understand what it's saying. I understand the stories. And and a lot of the way I interpret it didn't come from someone interpreting it and they told me what to think. In my early years, I was told what to think and believe, but now it opens up a pathway in your consciousness when you read these books. I know people like say, well, man wrote it and they revised it. That's true. But these books are written on these type of paper for a reason. This is not just because they like that paper. It's for a reason. It's really, it's like you're unlocking uh, a secret area of your spiritual consciousness when you read the book. So at first it's gonna be hard when you read it. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it, but just keep reading it. After a while, that spell is gonna break and you'll be able to understand it and be able to relate to it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
key to understanding the Bible. That's the secret that the churches won't teach you. The key to understand it is reading it cover to cover, not just hearing it. Read it. Just make a point of just reading it from the beginning to the end, just like you would read any other book. But you realize that most people stake their life on the Bible and how much they love God and everything, but they never read this whole thing. But
Mm-mm.
they read all these kind of fiction novels and all these other people's books cover to cover, but they have never read their so-called religious beliefs cover to cover. Most people have not. And people that I know that have really read this book, like cover to cover, you could tell that they read it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you read it, you start to say, what is this guy talking about up here? Because now if you read it and you got it, like, what's he talking about? He's just picking pieces out and making it fit. You would know. That's how you
Yeah.
know the truth. This is part of seeking truth. The things you mentioned, reprogramming, doing something different. This is definitely something different. Reading this and making time for it, and it can be done. Because when the first time I read it, I would. I started at home reading it. I would take it on the subway and read it. Every chance I got, I read it. And then the more I read it, I couldn't put it down. So that's how it got for me. And then I challenged myself to do it again, read it again, and I did it. I got to read this whole book cover to cover, and I did it twice. I should do it again.
I'm gonna do it. I'm up for the challenge. I'm gonna do
Just
it
read it.
because the way like I read the start reading the Bible about what 2 years ago when we got the King James Bible. I would never read the Bible like in Israel. We growing up about the Torah, and I
Yeah.
never read the Bible like I was reading it 2 years ago.
Right.
They never teach us the same thing. It's like a cycle, right? You
Right.
start with everything and you go over and you go to church,
And they teach
but
you the same thing over and over again. Yeah.
yeah,
It's not
over and over and over.
coincidentally,
Yeah.
all of them do that. They teach you the same stuff, the same stories. this time next year it'll be the same stories next year.
Exactly the
Right.
same. So I'm gonna challenge you for your Sunday show because Steve picked up some stuff from the Bible that we were questioning. We will look at each other like that and we'll be like, what is going on? Because it doesn't make sense. It's like someone try to hide something from us. I'm gonna send you the verses, so maybe we can figure it out. You can figure out on your Sunday show because it makes sense what you just said. It's all about, yeah, I'm gonna
You
read
have
it.
to
I'm
read it
gonna
over
read
and
it
over because there's
over
still
and
some
over.
scriptures that I get stumped by, but that means that I need to go read the Bible again, cover to cover.
Mm-hmm.
But when you read it, it opens up, and what happens is you get the revelation after you read it. Meaning, after I read something and I'm like, okay, and then I'll lay in bed, and then boom, okay, that's what that meant. So it opens up your consciousness. So I mean, if we could read other books cover to cover, we could definitely read these books. And I mean, I'm read the Torah, read the Quran, whatever faith you are, just read it cover to cover,
Mm-hmm.
because they all actually the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, they were oneness. they this one said I'm gonna believe this one. This one said this, and they took their pieces of one text, one book, and they took their pieces and made it their own.
Right.
You know, they have a Jewish Bible that doesn't have all of the scriptures in it. I actually have it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it has like Genesis and everything. But then like the new translation stuff or the New Testament stuff is not so much in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the Jewish Bible. But it looks just like a Bible. I got it. Oh, actually, right here. This is it right here. It stops at um. See, it's just the Old Testament.
Okay.
Oh, see, look, just
Yeah, I see
see.
it. Yeah, it looks.
It look,
You see?
but it
Mm-hmm.
stops at, and it's thick. See how thick it is? Now,
Yeah.
this is all of them, old and new. This is just the old, and look how thick that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this Bible because this Bible says a lot of things in it that these other revised books don't say. But this is the see, it has the Hebrew.
Yep.
Yeah. So because this is this is a Jewish publication Bible. Can you see
Okay.
that
I a
right
little
there?
bit.
See
Okay.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a channel that I listen to. It's a Jewish guy. He teaches. I like
Mm-hmm.
what he says a lot, so I listen to him sometime, and he reads from this Bible. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I got 1, 2, 3. I
You
probably got
got a
about
lot
10
of them over
Bibles
there.
around
Yeah.
this. You know, because and you if you really want to know, you really do need to have more than one Bible. You really do, because that's how you figure stuff out, having more than one. And I'd
Mm-hmm.
like to go get the oldest Bibles I can find. But yeah, I think those some good ideas. We gave them a lot to chew on tonight.
Yeah. Just do it.
Yeah,
Just do it. Yeah.
yeah.
So
All right. Another great show coming to an
another one.
end. You
Yeah.
guys got challenges to see how you can improve yourself. I mean, you may not be able to do them all. I think you can, but do something. Do
Mm-hmm.
something different.
Yeah.
All right. Any last
Yeah.
words?
Thank you everyone for staying with us for another great show, and till next time.
All right. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all you guys.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent it. The information station changing the nation.